We're trying. Say hi, everybody.
Well, dinner, I think, somewhere's around there. Sharon and Sean got together on this about 10 years ago. Had two objectives: give Sean a venue to build a catering business, and Sharon was working, as we have done down through the years, is trying to build a retail base by looking for new ways to interact with our customers. Of course, this is always an objective of our family farm, because this is what keeps us going. This was a big step forward and a huge amount of extra work for Sharon, unfortunately. You got to turn this into a road stand and turn it into a nightclub in a matter of an hour. A bad nightclub, right? By the way, we have...
Where the disco lights?
We'll work on that. We got 21 varieties of apples here tonight, guys. Don't overlook that.
We'll bring some home.
They're all good. Okay, where were we? Okay, customers are our number one concern. I'm getting back to basics things here, like I started with the dinners 10 years ago, because a couple of dinners back I had a whole table full of newbies who I don't think we're ever going to come back again. I don't know. They just didn't buy into the whole thing because I wasn't using the right approach. So I'm going back to, so tonight we don't have any newbies. Well, yeah, it was like 30. Anyway, you're our number one concern, and this is a small farm. We have, with Jeff's farm and this farm, the home farm, we have almost 300 acres. But unfortunately, we are living in Orange County, and only about 60 of that is useful. We have lots of rocks, trees, shale mountains, wetlands, just about everything you don't want on a farm. This is called, what you have that you work with is called tillable acres. You know, you're down in Lancaster County, you have 100 acres on your farm, you have 100 tillable acres. It's a lot different. This is a small farm, and we, up until the late 50s, we could compete or be a part of the wholesale apple world. We actually picked the apples all during the day. My father packed the apples all during the day, and they went on a truck that night. It was strictly wholesale, and strictly move them out. We had no storage, no refrigerated storage. Now, how did this wholesale apple world work? Well, the buyers, people came in with trucks, lots of guys, some of them they wanted cheap apples, some of them they wanted the best apples. Didn't matter, we could take care of them. Came to the farm unannounced and walked in and looked at your apples that you were packing and said, I'll take 50 of these or 20 of these or whatever, and put them on their truck, and out they went. What was left over that night, after they picked through them, we put on a truck and sent them to New York, to a commission house. My father had the wonderful opportunity to work for a man by the name of Sam Leibowitz in New York, who was probably one of the few honest brokers or commission houses in the whole city. They got along really great. Mr. Leibowitz came up in the summertime and went down through the orchard where my father looked at the crop, and they had a rough idea what they had to do together to move this crop. Some days you'd lose 50% of the apples we picked right out of the packing house as they were being packed, and other days it wouldn't be as much going, so more went to the city. I was down to this wholesale market. I'll tell you this because it's more interesting. wholesale market, New York City in 1948, 49, right in there, was in a decrepit part of the city. It was right on Washington Street. I think it's not too far from going over the bridge. And it was this run-down, horrible-looking place, dark and dirty, and all these gutted-out buildings it looked like. And these commission houses were doing their business, back the truck up and basically unload on the sidewalks. And then if they didn't sell them all off the sidewalks, they moved them inside the building, so they had refrigeration. It was just a make it up as you go along deal. There was one nice little touch, I thought, even at that age, my age, I was probably in high school. There was a sign as you drove into that area that said any truck over such and such length was illegal. Legal, yeah. Well, that meant $10, $20, somewhere's in there. So you could go into this district and unload your truck. And then there would be a little problem about you don't unload your own truck. We have our own people here who do this for you. And you say, I've handled these apples 50 times, I can handle them one more time. I don't want to pay anybody. You better pay them because you would have a flat tire before you left. Anyway, this is the commission houses sold to all the hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of stores in New York City who came in and bought 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 5 boxes, so they had some apples on their store. And it worked pretty good, and until there was just so much stuff going through there, it was just completely inadequate. You know, the trucks were backed up for 5 blocks. And the market, of course, was an all-night thing. The trucks started coming in at 6 o'clock from all the farms, and it just went on and on and on and on. You didn't want to get down there late because you could probably get home at 4 in the morning, something like that, just in time to milk the cows. So we went from a 25-acre orchard, a 25, 30 cow farm to two entities that were totally inadequate. You had to go big time on cows, or you had to go big time on apples. Now, it doesn't seem so unreasonable from this point of view, but we had to go from 25 acres of apples to today 250 acres of apples to be a player. Now, instead of all these hundreds of buyers and commission houses and all these people working on their own, you have 5. Michael can verify this. There's 5 buyers in the Hudson Valley for all the apples that go through all the supermarkets. You better know them well. Really well. And believe me, you cannot put out a trailer load of apples out of this farm any day of the week, a whole friggin' century. So we're not a player. That's why we're here, and we're trying to take care of you, and we hope you will take care of us. We need you, and you need us. And that's why we want you to come here and spend your money. We need it. Now, if you have any problems, tell people this since day one. If you got a problem here, this isn't a supermarket. You can come back.
Call Shaq.
Tell these people that work here, you had a problem. The basket of apples was not good. There was a problem. You will no longer have a problem. They will take care of it. If they don't, you find me, and they will have a problem. I do not like stiff customers. Okay, what's happening down on the farm? Well, we stand around for 2 weeks waiting for it's so damn cold we can't prune, because when you prune a tree, you shock it in a sense. And I've done this, so I know what I'm talking about. 1978, how do I remember that? We had a tremendous amount of snow, and I insisted we were going to go out and prune. It was up to about your knees. We couldn't prune the bottom limbs because they were under snow. and we had a bunch of young, fairly young, 20-year-old northern spies near the road so we could get to them. And we went out and pruned them. We killed them all. About 5 years, in the spring they had a big split down the trunk, and the trunk rotted, and the tree went back and cut it down.
What does that mean in numbers, Art? I mean, seriously, I don't know if anybody actually grasped the horror of that.
Numbers of what, John?
Like, what did you, when you killed that tree, what did you lose?
We lost a whole bin of apples, and spies. They were young spies, so they were still
How much do you
doing.
think you lost as far as monetary value?
Oh, at that point, what is a bin of spies worth? 800 pounds of spies were probably worth $100.
Bushel?
Things have changed.
$100?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so so you say, oh, we have nice warm weather now, go out and prove. No, that's going to shock them too, because they're up and down here. So what it does is set us back on a 6-month journey. This pruning thing just goes on and on and on, and it's so labor intensive. It's tiring, and you do it all day. There's no break, so it's no damn fun. I've done it. One winter I pruned alone for a whole damn time. My main guy got a job working in the school system. Now, that's called, when you prune them and they get shot and they have a split down on the butt of the tree, that's called winter tree damage. So you can go out, you can play with it, and go out and paint the wound with some kind of tar or something. It's a waste of time. So, all right, the other work goes on. I'm over in the shop. We bring all the tractors and all the machines, and we have so many damn machines, it's ridiculous because we grow everything under the sun anyway. We go over all the tractors, fix this stuff you've been putting off, change the oils, check all the fluids, grease it, patch it up. If there's damage to sheet metal, fix that, paint it up if it's been marked up a few times with somebody hitting it with junk. So I spent the last 2 days putting a modification on our big brush mower that mows the brush. After you cut all the brush off the trees, the prunings, we have to grind it all up, and this thing does it. But like just about everything we buy, it ain't right. It just doesn't work right. So I put this thing on it. No big deal. Look at it and think, well, it probably took 10 minutes. Or no, it took all day. So I figured it all out, go through all the nonsense and finding scrap metal. It's all built out of scrap, of course. But it's worth doing, and I enjoy it. It's just at this point I get confused. Anyway, we get jobs in this shop that are hard, difficult, and they're beyond us, like steering problems, hydraulic problems, and God bless Ford tractors, electrical problems. I don't know. Did you ever hear of Lucas? Lucas is the big electrical people in England. They built all the electrical systems for all the cars in the old days. And Lucas was known as the Prince of Darkness. They're going down in one of those little teeny little roads in Britain at 50 miles an hour with your little MG, and the lights would go out. Right? Prince of Darkness. You got the same guy that put the lighting systems on the tractors. We don't care about lights, but when they don't start, that makes a difference. Marketing and packing goes on day in, day out here. We're getting apples ready for the store here, and Jeff moves a few bins through the wholesale outlets we have. And we do some load out a few truckloads of baled hay every week, deliver them to Forest Farms. And we had the biggest crop of hay we ever had in the history of this farm, 11,000 barrels. Kind of crazy. And we left 1,000 bales out there because there was no place to put them. Couldn't bale them if you can't put them in the barn. Anyway, thank you for your patronage. And all these products are for sale tonight. You have a goodie bag on the way out. And hope you have a good time.
Woo-hoo!